2 down in the inning. And now Ryan Young, who is 1 for 1 in the ball game, he's got a 2 RBI double that he got back last inning. He's also walked twice and scored twice. This one is popped straight up out to left field. Durbin underneath it, and he makes the catch in left field. And the Mules do get out. The Bearcats put on 2 more runs on 1 hit on 1 error. They strand 2 runners. We go to the bottom of inning number 3. King, Dobbs, and Spain when we come back. You're listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, we are back here as we get ready for the bottom of inning number 3, and Kason King, Bryce Dobbs, and Noah Spain are all due up here in this 3rd inning. Mules are down 14-2, and Dexter has really turned on the pressure for the Mules. So far, the Bearcats have 14 runs on just 5 hits in the ball game. They've got 1 error. The Mules, by the way, just 2 runs on 2 hits. And the Mules have 3 errors. Remember, on Saturday, the Mules had no errors against the Tigers of Cape Central. Ended up having 4 against Vianney and 3 right here in this one against the Bearcats out of Dexter. And for Coach Steve Edwards, he is going to stay with Caden Kennedy, about to come out for his 3rd inning so far. He has only thrown 43 pitches to this point. So Kason King is about to come out to the plate now. King has a RBI double that he picked up back in the 1st inning. So now we'll see what Big Cat can do here at the plate. Takes first one up high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Had an issue with our video stream the last time. We apologize for that. 2 balls and no strikes.
Come on, a lot of confidence. Let's go, kids. Show up. Let's show up.
14-2 the score. The Bearcats here lead by 12. Outside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. King, an RBI double. Bryce Dobbs, he reached on an error back in the 1st. And then Spain grounded out to second base. And there's a strike call. Good pitch by Kennedy.
Okay, you got this.
So 3 balls and 1 strike. This one is ripped down the line. It'll go foul. Now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now.
Okay.
Hand it to John David.
So 3 balls and 2 strikes to score. Or I should say the count rather. Score is 14-2. I wish it was 3-2 the score. So now Kennedy comes set. Here is the payoff pitch on the way. Outside, he lost him. Mules have their leadoff man aboard.
Now batting,
Number 12, Bryce Dobbs.
So Dobbs coming up to the plate now for the Mules, who reached on an air his first time. Clouds here kind of streamlining a little bit. No big deal though. Wind picking up just a little bit. I can see that it's getting cooler out here. There's a ground ball. It may be two. No, they're going to pass up at second and go to first base for the out. Kason King had a great jump on first base. It's going to go 4-3 on the out.
Number 11, Noah Spain.
And Noah Spain coming up to the plate now. One down in the inning and a runner on second. So Spain, who grounded out to second base his last time up, also has an RBI to his name today. He's got a man in scoring position. This one is popped straight up behind us.
All right, good stick, good wheels there. Be ready.
No balls and a strike. So two down, or make that one out in the inning. Runner on second base, 0-1 the count. Noah Spain, a sophomore for the Mules. Hour and 40 minutes we have been on with Mules baseball. Kason King is able to go on the wild pitch. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner is on at third base now. Mules have an opportunity to score a run from third. They've got 1 down. Noah Spain, he is up to the plate right now. Spain this season batting .333 with runners on first and second base. We'll see if he can keep that streak going. There's a ground ball hit sharply. 1 run's going to score. Noah Spain does his job again, and he'll get another RBI as he is able to drive in a run after the 6-3 out. So now nobody on base. The Mules score the run, and there are 2 down in the inning. It goes 6-3 rather. And now Marcus Tabanera got a base hit his first time. Takes ball 1 a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. So now it's 14-3 now. The Mules are down by 11 runs. Mules got 2 in the first and 1 here in the third. Kennedy comes set, and here's the 1-0 pitch. Pop straight up, and this one is going to go down the first base line and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom half of inning number 3. In the 4th inning, a due up for the Bearcats of Dexter. It's going to go 3, 4, and 5. Kennedy, Carrier, and Booker all due up. They've got an 11-run lead right now. This one goes outside for ball 2. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Mules trying to keep this inning alive. Dylan Bratcher awaiting on deck. So Tabanera 1 for 1 here in the game to this point, batting .231 so far. Outside, ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Tabanera, so far here this season, he's been able to draw 2 walks. Singled and a stolen base back in the first. He was stranded after Bratcher grounded out to second base his last time. This one is down the third base line and foul. Now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full. So now Kennedy gets a new ball. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be live at about 4:15 from Naylor. The Mules taking on the Eagles of Naylor. That game will be on the radio only. And then we'll have a couple of days off before the weekend. There's a ground ball once again, hit sharply over to Neely rather. over to first base and in time for the out. So back-to-back outs to second base. We go to the top of inning number 4. 1 run, no hits, nobody left on. It'll be Kennedy, Carrier, and Booker when we come back. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. We're going to come back here in just a moment as we continue live right here in Poplar Bluff. This is the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Scott Law Firm is experienced in estate planning and the preparation of documents like wills and trusts. Let the Scott Law Firm help you protect your family and pass along your estate according to your terms. Call Scott Law Firm today at 785-4688. Southeast Signs and Graphics of Poplar Bluff can handle all of your printing needs, from t-shirts, wall displays, banners, and so much more. Call their team at 573-772-5566 or get to southeastsignsandgraphics.com.
Oh, we're having a good time here today in Poplar Bluff. The Mules are down 14-3 as we get ready for the 4th inning. And here in this game, the Mules are down by 11 runs. Dexter, 14 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. 7 runs in the first inning. They've got 5 runs in that second, 2 in the third. And here we go in the 4th. The Mules, by the way, 2 runs in the first and 1 in that third inning. And that is it for the Mules. Just 2 hits overall. 3 errors in the game so far for Poplar Bluff. And that's where we sit as of right now. So for the Mules, they are coming up back in the outfield, back in defense mode rather. Kason King came on last inning, and King threw 6 pitches overall to get out of the inning. And we'll see what he's able to do here in the 4th inning as the Mules right now are getting close once again to that run rule limit. So we'll see if the Mules are able to keep Dexter in check here in this inning. And right now we are approaching an hour 45 here in this ball game. There was the last warm-up pitch, and we're going to get to live action here as Caden Kennedy, he is walking up to the plate, and so far today he is 1 out of 3.
Caden Kennedy.
So David Durbin is out there here today in left field. Center field is Dylan Hall. Out in right field is Cameron Settle. Greenwall standing at third base. Second base is Noah Spain. First base, Marcus Tabanera. And Bratcher is on first. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Kason King. This one's popped up and out of play behind us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Kennedy in this ball game has popped out to left field. He's also got an RBI base hit, and he reached on an error back in the 3rd inning. Or back in the 2nd inning, rather. Swing and a miss. Oh, he fouled. They're going to say he just tipped it to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes here as King now gets a sign that he wants from Johnson. Comes set, and here's the upcoming offering. Outside for a ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Coming up at the end of April, it'll be our annual St. Jude Radiothon coming up April 27th and the 28th. We'll dedicate those two days of the year to benefit the kids of St. Jude. This one's popped up to center field. Dylan Hall gets underneath it, calls everybody off, and makes the catch. He is really good in that position, is Mr. Hall. One down here in the inning. So now Bo Carter coming up to the plate now here in the fourth. Bo Carrier now. Carrier in this ball game, he is 0 for 2 so far. Takes ball one a little bit low. Here Coach Edwards down there. Tell him Bobo to have some fun. There's a fly ball. This one's going to get down for a hit. He found the open hole there, did Bo Carrier, and he's able to get a base hit. That one out toward just over the head of Bratcher. Runner on first base now with one out. So now Booker coming up to the plate. He has popped out to center field, an RBI base hit, and he's walked and scored 2 runs. Runner on first base, one down. In there for a called strike. Good pitch there by Kaysen King. No balls and a strike here to Gibson Booker. He pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Count is even now. 14-3 the score. Dexter leads it by 11 runs. Well, that pesky sun went down. Means it's getting colder out here, but Tim and I are pretty fortunate to be in the press box. Look over to first base, no throw. So now Kaysen King, he comes set. Looks back at the runner at first base, takes a long look at Carrier. This one is ripped out of play behind us, and now King is ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Good lead from first base is Carrier. Kennedy awaits on, or make that Cole Nichols rather, awaits on deck. This one is outside at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Nichols is due up next. He has been hit by a pitch 3 times in this game. And oh, by the way, he scored 3 runs. This one's popped straight up. This one in foul territory. 3 Mules chase it. Dobbs slides in and he misses, or make that not Dobbs rather. Johnson slides in. Can't come up with it. Everybody's okay. That's the good news. Just a long foul ball there. Like the hustle by Miles Johnson, also by Colby Greenwald and by Kaysen King. They all 3 tried to go for it. Good frame by Johnson, and he thought he had the strikeout. The umpire had different thoughts. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now. Carrier leads away from first base. Cole Nichols awaiting on deck. King now takes a long look back at the runner on first, and here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 2 down in the inning.
Now batting number 11, Cole Nichols.
So now Cole Nichols coming up to the plate now. Mules don't want to jinx us just yet, but the Mules, one of our better innings to this point. I spoke too soon. There's a base hit out to center field. Carrier rather slipped as he rounded second base. He's able to get back. Two down in the inning. Runners on first and second base. So now Brock Wyman coming up to the plate now. Wyman has an RBI base hit. He's also reached on 2 different errors and scored 2 runs. First and second base now. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Here's the first pitch up coming for him. There's a fly ball down the left field line, and it will get out of play. So no balls and a strike. Runners on first and second base here in the 4th.
Hey, get a read. Ball in there, right, you're here.
It's okay.
Two up top. Watch back, take care of Bill. He's 3 on down. There.
Is that delayed from about some place?
This one again. This one will get even farther down the line and get out of play. And now it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Go, 2. You're on it. Line the box, kid. Line the box, kid. Secondary.
No balls and 2 strikes. Kaysen King trying to get out of the inning. This one outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Good eye, good read. Let's go fight in the box, kid.
So now the Mules trying to get out of the inning here. Waiting on deck. Going to be a pinch hitter, it looks like.
Two's up, you're fine. Plus.
If it gets that far. This one is popped up out toward right field, and this one is going to be caught routinely, and the Mules have a good inning there. Settle comes in for the catch. No runs on 2 hits, and the Bearcats strand 2. We go to the bottom of the inning, and the Mules still trail by a score of 14-3 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
All right, so we're coming up on the bottom of the hour, and the Bearcats are going to have a new pitcher on the mound. So we'll come back in just a moment. In 30 seconds, you're listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so we are back here, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound, and his name is Bo Carrier, wearing number 14. He'll get his first pitching activity of this season. Now, last year, Mr. Carrier, he was one of Dexter's main pitchers as well. Carrier last season as he was able to do a lot he pitched 2 innings rather. He did come in a couple of different times and pitched 2 innings. He had an earned run average of 7.00, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs. Both of those were earned runs. And now Bratcher is coming up to the plate now, and we'll see what Carrier is able to do here in at the bottom of inning number 4. Goes inside for the first pitch, and it is a ball. This one is, oh, what a good stop there by Neely as he goes up high to get that one. And 1 out here in the inning.
Now batting, number 4, Miles Johnson.
So Johnson that one goes L4 on the out. Johnson now coming up to the plate. He has walked a stolen base, and he was out on a fielder's choice his first time. Misses there for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So Kennedy, I believe his day has come to an end all the way around, defensively and offensively. Correction, he might be catching right now, actually. I think he's catching. So Finley, or Minley rather, Fisher Minley, his day comes to an end. 1 ball, or make that 2 balls and no strikes. Now it's 2 balls and a strike.
Let's go.
So Minley, his day is going to come to an end. And 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Logan Jelink is going to be the new first baseman for the Dexter Bearcats. And there is a 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now to Miles Johnson. So Johnson now trying to reach base, and he does. Runner on first base now with 1 down here in the inning.
Now batting number 10, David Durbin.
So David Durbin coming up to the plate now. Durbin is 0 for 1. Popped out to left field his first time up. It is just past 6:30. We've hit the 2-hour mark. Saturday's first game against Cape hit 2 hours and 57 minutes. So good stop at third base. Got him at second base for the force out. Howard flips it over to Nichols for the out. And there is a fielder's choice. It goes 5-6. And now Dylan Hall coming up to the plate now. 2 down in the inning. So 2 down as we're back to the top of the lineup. This one is into left field. Wyman comes in. Oh my goodness, what a catch. He slides in to make the catch. And the inning will come to an end as Wyman with a great play for the Bearcats. You like to see that. I don't care who you are, what team you play for. That is effort all the way around. No runs, no hits, one left on. We go to the fifth. It is a 14-3 lead by the Bearcats. You're listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. What a catch in the outfield by Brock Wyman. That was intense. That was a good catch by that young man. We've got a substitution here, a new pitcher on the mound for the Mules. Kobe Greenwald is going to wind up in center field now. David Durbin is going to remain in left field. Cameron Settle is going to end up or still stay on. He'll stay on right field, and that means with our new pitcher, it's going to be Dylan Hall as he'll get his first action of the season on varsity on the mound. So Dylan Hall, he will be the new pitcher here this afternoon, and then Greenwald, once again, he is going to move over to center field, and Kason King, he will play third base for the remainder of this game. So Dylan Hall now, as we are now getting ready for the top of inning number 5. Mules have their third pitcher of the game, Dylan Hall, the right-hander for the Mules. It is 6:36 on this Monday evening, and the Mules find themselves trailing by a score of 14-3. So now we'll see what the Mules are able to do here in this game, and like we had thought a moment ago, so Jalink is going to be the 8th batter in the lineup. He will take over. He will take over for Fisher Minley, as Caden Kennedy is going to remain the catcher for this game.
Number 2.
So Dylan Hall going to be the pitcher now. I'm not sure if my nose is deceiving me, but I smell pizza. Is that right, Tim? Am I smelling pizza? I mean, I thought Kent Keith may splurge and get us all a steak dinner in the press box. I'm not sure why I thought that. He says, I have no idea. You want some green drink there, Kent? It's better than that water you're drinking. Ball taken outside. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this live on the air or not, so I hope he doesn't, hit me for saying this. But, Kent and I, we're going to Nashville together coming up for the Mules baseball coming up in April. By the time we get back, Tim, he'll be drinking these green drinks, I guarantee it. Challenge accepted. Two balls and one strike. Good pitch by Dylan Hall. Two balls and one strike. This one is out to short. Spain over to first base. Got him in time. One up and one down here in the inning. One down here in the 5th. It goes 6-3 on the out here in the 5th. And now Howard coming up to the plate. Howard is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has struck out, walked, and he has singled as well. A 2 RBI base hit back in the third. This one gets away. 1 ball and no strikes. So our starting pitcher for the afternoon was Ryland Season Good. He went 1/3 of an inning as a ball taken up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Season Good. He faced 8 batters in the first inning, giving up 2 hits, 7 runs. All 7 were earned. He walked 3. He also hit a couple of batters as well. Durbin came in. It's a 2-1 count now, by the way. Durbin came in and he worked 2 innings. He faced 19 batters through 61 pitches. 3 hits, 7 runs, 2 of those earned, and there's a chopper. Kason King picks it up and over to first base in time. 2 up and 2 down here in the top of inning number 5. So 2 away, and now we're back to the top of the lineup.
Number 5, Nolan Alford.
So now Alford is coming up to the plate. He has been hit 3 times, and he is grounded into a fielder's choice. King came in, by the way. He worked 1 2/3 innings, faced 7 batters, gave up 2 hits, no runs, struck out 1, and now we are with Dylan Hall, our 4th pitcher of the ball game. The Bearcats, 14 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. The Mules have 3 runs on 2 hits and 3 errors. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a fly ball. This one out toward Kobe Greenwald, and Greenwald can't make the catch. So that one is going to be an E8. So the 4th error of the ball game for the Mules, as Greenwald could not get the glove on it, couldn't squeeze that glove.
Now batting number 10, Ryan Young.
And now Young comes up to the plate. The Mules now with their 4th error of the ball game. And there's a ball taken, 1 ball and no strikes. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. Inside for a ball. 1 ball. I'll make that 2 balls and no strikes now. So runner on second base with 2 down in the inning. JV game is coming up next. Downstairs for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. JV game will have 5 innings coming up following this one. And lost him on 4 straight. So Young trots down to first base. Runners on first and second base now. And Kennedy coming up to the plate. Speaking of Kennedy, we'll talk to you about his numbers. He went 3 strong innings for the Bearcats. He faced 15 batters. He threw 59 pitches. 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 error, or make that 2 earned. He walked 3, struck out none. If there's anything about this game that we can say that's positive for the Mules, is to this point the Mules has struck out 0 times. Got to find something good to talk about. Hall now checks the runner back at second base. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike here in the top of inning number 5. 14-11 the score. This one is out to left field, and this one is gonna get in. Oh, what a good job there by the Mules. Thought that was gonna fall, but David Durbin said, no way, not this time. And Durbin comes up with a big out, and the inning comes to an end. Well, we are going to the bottom part of the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. Mules have got to get some runs, or this game will come to an end this inning. You're listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Want a career and not just another job? It's waiting for you at Briggs & Stratton. Great pay, great benefits, and continuing education. Everything you and your family deserve. Go to careers.basco.com and look at Poplar Bluff job openings.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions. 785-1500.
And we are back here live as the Mules find themselves down by a score of 14-3. Mules have one inning left here. This is their half of the inning. They've got to get some runs in this half of the inning, or this game will come to an end here after 5 innings, and the Bearcats would have run-ruled the Mules, much like the Mules run-ruled them a season ago in Dexter. So, can the Mules figure out a way to, the best case scenario for the Mules would be to extend this game. It's one pitch at a time. Kobe Greenwald leads us off here. As we are in the bottom of inning number 5. So now Carrier now gets a long look at his catcher, Caden Kennedy. And time is called as quickly Coach Edwards is going to walk out and talk to his pitcher right now on the mound. 1 ball and no strikes. 14-3 is the score right now. I thought I saw Coach Will Durden here. Coach Durden, of course, is our Mules basketball coach. He comes out in full support of the Mules any chance he gets. Good to see him. Colton Manning is tuning in here this afternoon. Mules are down 14-3 right now over the Dexter Bearcats. Bearcats jumped out to a 7-run lead in the first inning. There's a strike. It is 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom half of inning number 5. Mules have got to figure out a way to get some runs in this inning, or this game will come to an end. This one is fouled down the third base line. Good job by Coach John David Patillo down there with some quick hands. One ball and 2 strikes now. So now Carrier comes set, looks at the sign from his catcher Kennedy, and this one is out to center field. It drops in for a base hit. Good job there by Kobe Greenwald, not willing to give this game up yet. It goes right to center field.
Kason King.
And now Kason King comes up to the plate. So Kason King now coming up to the plate. He's got an RBI double so far today. Boy, he's got some power too to go along with his bat. No doubt about that. So now Carrier takes a look at the runner on first base, Greenwald. And back, not in time is called, rather. So now here's the pitch inside. Good job there by Kason King. Can the Mules extend this game? That is the question. Ball taken inside that last pitch. Kobe Greenwald has a pretty good lead over there at first base, and Carrier knows it. Long look, and here's the pitch in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mules trying to extend here in this inning. They're going to have to get some runs to do it. Tomorrow afternoon, the Mules will be in Naylor, and we'll be there for that game. First, a fake throw back to first base, not in time anyway. Good lead there by Greenwald, able to get back with no problem. 14-3, the Bearcats right now. This one is popped up behind us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So now King, he is 1 for 1 here in the afternoon. So far, King, he has walked and doubled. He is behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now they're taking off. This one's popped straight up to center field. Greenwald's got to get back to first. Now he realizes what he done, and he's quickly back to the bag. 1 down in the inning. Boy, good base running by Greenwald. So 1 down in the inning.
Now batting, number 12.
And a runner on first base. So Bryce Dobbs coming up to the plate now. Coming up after this game, I believe we will talk to the head coach. I'm not sure on that. Runner takes off again. This one is popped straight up down the first base line and is going to get out of play. Boy, I thought Ken Keith there may have got whacked with the ball. He's able to dodge it there. No balls and a strike. No balls and 1 strike. So glad that we were able to bring this game to you live on Facebook, radio, YouTube. I know we had some video issues for a brief moment earlier today, but thankfully we were able to get that going no problem.
Let's go, Bryce!
So Saturday afternoon, we will have a game at 11 a.m. A throwback to first base is not in time. So we'll have a game that'll be on Saturday, and that'll begin at 11 o'clock. Sun's starting to go down, which means it's starting to get just a little bit chilly out there now. Thankfully, we are inside the press box. We started at 58 degrees, down to 55, but that sun's going down, and it makes it feel just a little bit cooler. No balls and a strike. 1 down here in the inning. Back to first base. They've got Greenwald ran down, and he is safe in second base. Good run by Greenwald. So now a runner on second base as Greenwald will take off and get the stolen base. You got to be impressed with the way the Mules are playing. I know Ken Hosler and Colton Manning is tuning in right now. Driving in from Kennett, Missouri. Glad to have those guys alongside. You always hear me talk about Ken Hosler being the best PA guy in the business. He taught me everything I know when it comes to PA work. That may be why nobody wants to hire me. No, I'm just kidding. He does a great job. What can you say about Colton Manning? I don't know. What can you say about him? There's a rip down the left field line. This one is just going to go foul. Bryce Dobbs got a hold of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I can hear somebody going down. Someone by the crowd mic is pretty cold. All I can smell was pizza. I'll tell you right now, one thing about Colt Manning, if he was in this press box with me, I'd have some pizza right now, guaranteed. Bryce Dobbs digs in at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner on second base. Mules trail 14-3, trying to extend the game. It's 10 after 5. The Mules. Oh, a strike 3 is called on Bryce Dobbs. 2 down in the inning.
Now batting, number 11, Noah Spain.
Mules are down to their final out of the ball game. It comes down to Spain. If he drives in the run, we need 2 runs. We got to have 2 runs.
Here we go.
Need to have 2 runs here to extend this inning. 2 down in the inning. Strike is called. Quickly a strike called. Noah Spain trying to get on base here. No balls and a strike. Greenwall is going to be left alone on second base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Good stop by Kennedy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of inning number 5, Mules trail 14-3. Mules are just trying to extend right now. That's all they're trying to do. 1-1 the count. Greenwall leads away from second base. This one's popped up, and this one is going to run out of real estate. Oh, that one literally almost hit Coach Kent Keith. That one, he had to miss it. Coach Durden's going to walk over and pick the ball up. That one, it nearly got him. I think he lost that one in this nighttime air, and he ducked, and it came to about a foot away from plunking him. Glad he's okay, though, I'll tell you that. Coach Durden had to walk over and pick the ball up. So now the Mules are down to their final strike of the ball game. Spain, it digs in. Here's the pitch. Pop up, and this one once again. Tell you what, Kent Keith may want to come back over here. That's the 3rd one that's been hit his direction right about now. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coming up, we'll have highlights and totals. Dexter is about to get their first win of the season, and it's a big win at that, against a SEMO Conference opponent. Outside, good pitch taken by Spain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you what, I don't want to see Dexter in the SEMO Conference tournament. They are jacked up. They are good. They've got some good pitching, some good hitting as well. Very patient at the plate for sure. They got hit 6 times at the plate today. There's a ground ball. There's one going to get down for a base hit. 1 run is going to come in. So Noah Spain does his part. And Greenwall comes in to score. And Spain with an RBI base hit.
Now batting, number 1, Marcus Tabanera.
So Marcus Tabanera, it's now 14-4. If the Mules can figure out a way to get 1 more run, we will extend this game. So Tabanera, he is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He is singled and grounded out to second base. Mules would love to have another runner, or at least get in the runner on first base here in this one to extend this game 1 more inning. Runner takes off. Oh, they shifted on him. And the one's going to get to third base. Oh, he misplayed it, and the Mules are going to come home with it. The relay home, save! Oh, the Mules have just gained another inning. The Mules are going to go to the 6th inning now, no matter what.
Now batting, number 15, Dylan Brasher.
So the Mules get a run, and now it's 14-5. So Tabanera with a big base hit, and then the fielding error by Alford at center field, and now it is 14-5. Mules are down by 9, and this one is popped straight up, and it's going to go out of play for a long foul ball. No balls and a strike. Mules extend this game 14-5. We're going to go one more inning at least. Mules are down by 9 runs. Mules are chipping away at this lead. 5 runs on 5 hits, and there's a rip by Bratcher. And the Mules are going to have runners on the corners now. What a hit by Bratcher. Now that's what you want to see. Mules have runners on the corners now with 2 down in the inning.
Now batting, number 4, Miles Johnson.
So Johnson, you want to see him. He's got 2 walks in the game. You want to see Johnson be able to possibly get a big hit in this situation. We're going to get a courtesy, or a pinch runner rather.
Now in the pinch run,
Aiden Dawes is going to come in. So Aiden Dawes is going to come in to run for the Mules. Tabanera standing on third base, and now we've got ourselves some pretty interesting things right now. 2 runners on base. If Johnson can figure out a way to drive in a run here on third and keep this inning going. Strike 1 is called. Good pitch. No balls and a strike to Johnson. He has walked twice in the ball game, 1 stolen base. He was also thrown out on a fielder's choice. Coach Edwards not liking what he's seeing right now. He looks a little bit nervous down there. First time all game he's been this nervous, I guarantee it. Mules are on the 8th spot right now, which means next inning Mules take off, and they're going to give the base to Aiden Dawes. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Dawes takes off, and he gets a stolen base. Mules have 2 runners in scoring position now. 2 hours and 30 minutes we've been on the air with this game, including our pregame 3 hours. There's a pop fly. This one out toward right field, and the out is made. Mules will strand 2 runners, but the important thing is Poplar Bluff extends this game. They pick up 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. We are going to the 6th inning. Mules trail 14-5 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASE certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff. Eye Care Specialists is committed to the protection and the preservation of the precious gift of sight. Nothing is more important than your eyesight. That's the way the doctors of Eye Care Specialists see it.
And we are back as we get ready for the top of inning number 6 right now. The Mules scoring 2 runs, and that was enough to extend this ball game to one more inning, and the Mules are now down by 9 runs. 14-5 is the score for Poplar Bluff. Glad to have Mules Athletic Director Kent Keith back up here. I was concerned about him down there. All those balls going his direction. He almost got hit once. I know I said that on the air. I said, thank goodness for Coach Durden down there to protect you. I saw him go down there and get the ball.
He's a lot more agile than I am.
Yeah, he's more agile for sure. Glad to see Coach Durden out here supporting the boys here in baseball. Of course, some of his basketball players are here on the field tonight. Glad to see him out here supporting our Poplar Bluff Mules. And for the Mules right now, they've extended the game. We'll see what Dylan Hall can do.
14, Bo Carrier.
Bo Carrier coming up to the plate. 4, 5, and 6 all due up here in the inning. So now Hall looks at the sign from Johnson and comes set. Here's the first pitch. In there for a called strike. Good pitch down the middle. No balls and a strike. Mules trail 14-5. No balls and 1 strike. This one, oh, good pitch, just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Hall now gets a long look from Johnson. Here's the pitch upcoming. Just misses outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now. So the Mules coming up in the bottom part of the 6th will be 9, 1, and 2. Good pitch, saw that one all the way down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bo Carrier. Carrier in the ball game. He is 1 for 3 so far. He has walked and singled. He's also popped out and grounded out to shortstop. Time called by the batter, Bo Carrier. This is a ground ball down the third base line. Oh, Coach Edwards, you got to catch that one, son. I got to let him know about that if this game is over. He knows better than that. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soccer final coming in at Greene County Tech over Poplar Bluff 2-1 in soccer tonight. This one down the first base line and foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. 14-5 is the score.
Make it good at bat, great. Let's go.
There's a rip. This one right at Tabanera for the out. Good position by Tabanera. It goes L4 on the out. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of inning number 5. So now due up is Gibson Booker here in the 6th. Booker in the game is 1 for 3 so far. He has singled back in the first inning, and then he's popped out to center field. He walked and scored and struck out back in the 5th, or make that the 4th. Takes 1 up high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes here. Awaiting on deck is Cole Nichols. Nichols has been hit 3 times by pitches and singled. Ball 2 a little bit outside at 2 balls and no strikes. Mules trying to extend this game a little bit longer here. They were able to get 2 runs in the 5th. There's a swing and a miss. Good pitch by Dylan Hall. Hall getting his first pitching experience of the season for the Mules. Nobody on. 1 down here in the inning. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3 balls and a strike here in the top of inning number 6. And lost him there for the walk. So a runner on first base with one away, and now Cole Nichols comes up to the plate. Nichols here in the game, he's been hit 3 times. He has reached base every time he has batted. He's also scored 3 of the 14 runs in this game. Ball 1 taken downstairs. Nichols now ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Dexter 7 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third, and hasn't scored since. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Dylan Hall there to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mules got 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fifth. In there for a called strike. Another good pitch by Dylan Hall. He's ahead now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Wyman. He will be next. Brock Wyman. He has reached base twice, or make that 3 times so far today, twice on errors. Just misses for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Here is the 2-2 offering by Hall. There's a fly ball. This one's going to get down for another base hit. And the runner will hold up at second base. 2 on and 1 out here in the inning. So runner on first and second base now. And Brock Wyman coming up to the plate. Wyman, he's got an RBI base hit back in the first inning, and he has reached on an E7 and an E2 and popped out to right field. 14-5 the score. Dexter now with 2 men on, 1 away. A little check me swing, and this one goes to first base, and they've got a chance for the double play. They've got the runner in the rundown, and he's out. Oh, we're going to say he's safe. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. That's going to bring Patillo out. Now Coach Edwards is not happy about something. He called him safe, so what are we arguing about? The inning, I thought, should have been over. They're going to say the runner on first base is safe, and the runner scores. It's now 15-5. I don't got to tell you anything. You can hear the crowd.
You know, I'm watching home plate. I cannot see home and first. Was he? You called him safe? I guess so. I don't know.
There's a lot of confusion down there, and you can hear it. The umpire. Wow, unreal on what just happened. So let's get back to live action here. 2 down or in the inning. It's 15-5. And this one is fouled away to the screen.
Now batting number 21, Logan Gillett.
And he foul tipped it again. 15-5 is the score. No balls and 2 strikes now. 15-5 as Dexter scores a run. It's still 2 down. This one is fouled away behind us. No balls and 2 strikes. They had Nichols in the rundown at first base, and they called him safe, and there was a lot of confusion. We'll leave it at that. They've got a much better advantage than I do all the way up here. And this one taken inside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here is the 1-2 pitch on the way by Dylan Hall. Good backhand there by the catcher. Stolen base, 2 balls and 2 strikes here as Nichols winds up and he's on second base. So Logan Jelinek is up to the plate now. 2-2 count. This one outside for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a rip. This one's going to get down for at least a base hit. 1 run comes in. And Nichols will score from second base. It is now 16-5. 2 down in the inning, a runner on first base. So up to the plate now is Howard. And inside, pitch called for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. This one outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Neelyville taking on Naylor today. That game is being played in Neelyville. We'll see Naylor tomorrow afternoon. We're trying to get a scoring update as we speak on that game. Just misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Saturday's game went 2 hours and 57 minutes, Tim. I think we're going to eclipse that game here tonight. We're at 2 hours and 44 minutes. Runners on first and second base now. 2 down in the inning. Back to the top of the lineup.
Now batting number 5, Nolan Alford.
Well, Kent may be able to go home by midnight tonight. Just saying, it's possible. You got 5 innings coming up, big fella, of JV action. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. So Naylor picks up a win at Neelyville. They beat them 3-0. We'll see Naylor tomorrow. So Naylor is coming off a big win against Neelyville. This one outside as well. 3 balls and no strikes. Strike is called. Good pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. And walk missed him there, and now the bases are loaded following that walk. So now we're going to see Coach Patillo come out, and Dylan Hall will go back to the outfield now, and Jackson Beese, it looks like, is going to come in to finish out the game. We'll be back. You're listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Protecting your toys are just as important as protecting your daily driver. First Choice Insurance can help find the coverage for your ATVs, boats, and campers that will give you peace of mind and not break your bank. So don't forget to allow First Choice Insurance to review your insurance needs today.
And we are back here, and to finish out the game, Jackson Beast is going to come in the ball game, and he pitched a pretty good outing on Saturday against Vianney, and we're going to get a chance to see him as well. For the other defensive moves, Greenwald back over to left field. Dylan Hall gets back in center field. David Durbin, his day comes to an end. Bases are loaded right now, and we'll see what Beast is able to do. So let's go ahead and get you the final numbers right now on Dylan Hall. He went 1 2/3 innings. He faced 12 batters, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 4, struck out none. Bases are loaded here in the bottom, or make that top of inning number 6. 16-5 is the score. Now the scoreboard's right. 16-5 is the score. Takes first pitch, a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Sarah, no, the JV game will not be able to be shown after this game. We apologize for that. Next pitch is on the way. It's up high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jackson Beast now coming in, just trying to get this last out in the inning. Young is up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 so far. Foul out of play. I got to believe he's going to be a player. Saw him against Vianney. He throws hard. He's got a lot of accuracy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next one on the way by Beast. Just misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So make that 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Mules will get 1 more at bat. They're down by 11. Ground ball hit sharply to Dylan Bratcher. Bratcher on foot race, and the inning will come to an end. So the Mules are able to get out of the jam, but not before Dexter adds on 2 more runs on 2 hits. They leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of inning number 6. Mules trail 16-5 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is a family-owned one-stop shop for fast, friendly, and affordable automotive services with the latest tools and technology, as well as their time-tested automotive knowledge. They're guaranteed to get your vehicle fixed without breaking the bank.
Larry Hillis is a proud sponsor of Mule Sports. Local sports, local fans, and local business. A winning combination.
All right, so the Mules are down into their last 3 outs once again. Can the Mules find a way to extend this game 1 more inning? That is the question right now. It's up to, we'll see who the pinch hitter is going to be. Beast worked the top of the inning, got the last out. We'll see who they decide to pinch hit for. So it looks like the pinch hitter is going to be Dover. So Caleb Dover is going to come up to the plate now. And he will be the pinch hitter. 9-1-2, all due up. Mules down by 11. Swing and a miss. He's down a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Mules down to their final 3 outs here. They've got to get a few runs. They got to get at least 2 or 3 runs to extend this. There's a ground ball hit sharply to first base, and the foot race is on. 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of inning number 6.
Batting number 2, Dylan Hall.
So Dylan Hall comes up to the plate now. Dylan Hall in this ball game is 0 for 2 so far. He has walked and scored, grounded into a fielder's choice, and then popped out to left field. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Oh, I was afraid it was going to jump out at me. There's no way I can pick up the Where are you going?
Appreciate Tim Hicks able to come up here tonight. There's a ground ball hit sharply to Howard. Howard now over to first base in time for the out. 2 up and 2 down in the inning. And the Mules are down to their final at bat. 2 down in the inning here in the 6th.
Now batting number 8, Bennett Lacey.
So we're going to get a pinch hitter for Greenwald now. We're going to get a pinch hitter in Bennett Lacey to come up to the plate now with 2 down.
Show them what you got, Mike.
2 down in the inning, and Mules are down at 16-5. In there for a called ball 1.
Let's go, bud. You got this.
Dexter, 16 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. Mules have 5 runs on 6 hits and 4 errors as well. The last 2 games, Mules have gotten 8 errors, and it's cost them some runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of inning number 6.
I wish the concession stand will give us up. Come on, Lacey, you got this. I wish I could. Let's go, Lacey. I wish I could concession stand would give us some tea.
That girl wants some tea from the concession stand, she said. I don't blame her. Here is the 1-2 pitch on the way from Carrier. Pitch number 43 upcoming. There's a ground ball hit sharply and it gets stopped. Nope, it's going to get to the outfield, and this game will continue. Good job there by Lacey on the bat, and the Mules have a runner on first base.
Now batting number 23, Kaysen King.
Kaysen King now coming up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 this afternoon so far. RBI double, and he's walked and popped out to center field. 2 down in the inning. There's a fly ball. This one to left field. Wyman gets underneath it and will make the catch. Dexter has come in and beat Poplar Bluff. Game is going to come to an end. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. It took 9 pitches, 2 hours and 55 minutes to complete the ball game. We'll be back. Highlights and totals coming up as the Dexter Bearcats, they are able to pick up the win here this afternoon. They pick up the win by a final score of 16-5. We're back in just a moment on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. And we are back here to close out the game as the Mules lose here today 16-5 over a very game Dexter Bearcats. It took 2 hours and 55 minutes to complete this ball game. And for the Mules, the winning pitcher, by the way, Caden Kennedy, went 3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. He walked none, or I should say struck out none, walked 3 batters. The Mules, Rylan Seasongood, went 1/3 of an inning, giving up 7 runs, walked 3, struck out none. We're going to be joined by Coach John David Patillo. He is going to come up here, and we're going to talk to him about this game here this afternoon as the Mules fall today 16-5. Joining us right now is the head coach of the Poplar Bluff Mules, head coach John David Patillo. And coach, the Mules, obviously not the result you wanted. It got out to a rocky start, but the Mules, they would never stop fighting, and they were able to at least extend this to the 6th inning.
Yeah, and I just appreciate the kids just keep battling, keep fighting. That's what we said after the first inning is we just have to go chip away. But, it's when things go like that early, it's like, But, like I said, the kids they never lost their minds. They just came back, stayed in the game, kept playing. So I appreciate that very much.
Let's kind of dive in. What was happening there in the first inning where Seasongood just really couldn't get his footing, it seemed like? What do you think that was? Was it maybe the hype of it being a SEMO Conference game, or maybe being back at home? What do you think it was?
Oh, I just think it's, we're going to have some of that because of our experience. And that, overall, that's the biggest issue with this team is the fact that we're going to have some inexperience issues pop up here and there, and we just have to try to work through it.
After the first inning, we were down 7-2. It seemed like there was a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel, but then Dexter came back and poured on 5 more runs. What was the mood like in the dugout following the first 2 innings?
Like I said, that we weren't the kids weren't getting down. Coaches are not getting down. We knew we got to come back and play, and there's nothing else that you can do, and it's baseball. It's a game, and you go back out and you try to battle, win each inning, and battle through it. That's about all you can do.
Pitching wise, I thought Durbin came in a huge pinch for you, Coach. He pitched 2 innings. He ended up striking out 3 batters. He pitched really well for you, gave you 2 good innings. But I thought Kaysen King and Dylan Hall, they come in and they really are maturing each and every outing.
Yeah, they are. And Kaysen, Kaysen is the most experienced player on this team and still hasn't pitched much, and so we're throwing him to the wolves in a way. And we're not, because he's battle tested. So he came in, he threw strikes, nothing phases him. He's just going to come play. And I was excited about how he threw. Kaysen doesn't throw extremely hard, but he's got some nice pitches and keeps the ball down, and just did a good job.
What was the play there? What was the mindset? It seemed like there was some confusion on first base when the Mules did a great job. The ball was hit to Bratcher. He did a great job touching the bag. And eventually they would call Cole Nichols safe on first base, allowing a run to score at home. What was the confusion there, it seemed like?
Well, they just said that he was off the bag, leaning off. And I think it was from our catcher. The ball was played out in front of the plate, and our catcher came out. Miles came out and made a nice throw, but he did lean him out over the plate, trying to throw around the runner. Well, they said that Bratcher drug his foot off the base. And, we had 2 calls this game that weren't great. But again, when you're down 16-5, there's
absolutely.
I'm not going to complain about too much of that. I mean, we've got our own errors and mistakes and things that we've got to clean up before I can worry about all that.
And that was my next question. The last couple of games against Cape Central, we had no errors. Against Vianney, we had 4 errors. Another game of 4 errors here tonight. What can we do mindset-wise to clean that up and get ready for another good game coming up tomorrow on the road at Naylor? Oh, by the way, they beat Neelyville 3-0 at Neelyville here today.
Yeah. Well, each day we step out there, somebody else is going to get a chance to play and chance to prove that they can do some things. And, there's nothing set with our group. We do have first 6 or 7 have been fairly consistent, but, we're trying to figure out where everybody's best position and what our best lineup is for our team. And sometimes that changes with the pitching, with who we're going to throw. We were just talking down, Coach Beese and I were talking about the fact that we've got 5 commit to it, but it's hard because there's about 3 or 4 of them for us in the field. So we're piecing things together. But like I said, there's no quitting the kids. There's no really getting down at all. Really good and upbeat and a lot better than it was the first 2 games. I thought, there were some times where our kids are getting their heads down the first 2 games, and some of it in the dugout. But that's really changed. The kids have been really upbeat and ready to play.
Coach, I appreciate the opportunity, you coming up and talking to us, and look forward to tomorrow afternoon. Once again, hitting it at Naylor should be a lot of fun. And believe me when I say I'll be contacting you first thing in the morning for more lineups, etc.
All right, man.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you as always.
All right.
Coach John David Patillo joining us live here as we're wrapping up our varsity game. It took 2 hours and 55 minutes to complete as the Bearcats of Dexter get their first win of the season, 1-0 on the season, 1-0 also in the SEMO Conference. Mules now dropping to 2-4 and 1-2 in the conference. Dexter picked up 16 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. The Mules had 5 runs on 7 hits, also 4 errors as well. Now tomorrow we're going to be live in Naylor. It'll just be myself as Tim gets the day off, and hopefully on Saturday he'll be back on Saturday with us for our next home game when the Mules take on Van Buren beginning at 11. We want to say thank you again to all of our sponsors to make all this possible. Without them, we couldn't do it. A big shout out once again to the Mules head coach, John David Patillo, and his coaching staff going above and beyond to make sure that we get what we need every single time this mic goes on. For Tim Hicks, I'm Frankie Castillo. We're saying so long tonight as the Mules are back on the air tomorrow, 4:15 at pregame, and the first pitch coming up at 4:30. We'll be live in Naylor. You've been watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.